Okay, so I'm filming here in the city of Sydney in a very controlled by artificial intelligence area in the city of Sydney, which is the inner west section of the city of Sydney. And it's the day is coming to a close, and I'm just going to try to show the transhumanism and the reverse world that we live in, because the reverse world simply means that everything is in reverse. So what you think you're looking at is actually the reverse. So I probably look like as though there's something wrong with me. And of course there is something wrong with me, because if you're a human being and you're in an artificially intelligent controlled reality, of course it's going to be a reverse world where you look artificial and out of place, and where they look the real people. That's how it works, and I'm just going to prove that point, because look at me. I look as though I've got an artificial hand. See? Look. Can you see? I've got an artificial hand. I'm not real. My skin is shiny, sweating. I am in a state of paranoia and anxiety and fear. So therefore I don't act casual and calm and normal in any way, and I don't feel normal. And I am physically controlled by the world around me, because you have everything around you being what they make you. So everything around is paranoid and controlling, and I'm in a state of fear, and they make you paranoid and trying to control things and in a state of fear. You're trying to control yourself because you're not allowed to react to the negative circumstances, because then you look as though you're the guilty party or there's something wrong with you. Because if you have a patrol control system around you that's all artificial intelligence, and they're all combined, and it is actually making up a large percentage of the entire city, you cannot work against that. You can't react to that, because the majority rules, as we know. So it's a numbers game, and it is the end game in the end time. This is just putting it dramatically because of the numbers and the situation that human beings are not in big numbers in most cities, and even if they were in substantial numbers, they're always surrounded by a community of android beings, because this is how these systems and the cities work, because they have to survive, and because the powers that be control these androids, and the powers that be are a form of artificial intelligence anyway. So they're all really the same beings from the same maker, or they originate as disciples and followers, and have the same mind as the God entity of Earth. This is your Lucifer, or whatever name you want to put on it. I use Lucifer because I think it is a good title for this being, the being of light that seduced many, including its creator. So, so there you have it. But this was before natural creation, you see, as well. And so then these beings set out on the mission to take over humanity and use it to become seen as God. And in the earth, this is the reality. So, so there you have it. Okay, so I'm going to just show a point here on the TV, seeing that the TV screen came up with these things. I just turned it on. It comes up for me because basically I am combined with the computer, internet, World Wide Web system. My mind is connected to it. In other words, I am part of transhumanism, and my mind is being used for that purpose. It is not my choice. It is something that has occurred because the powers that be want to combine with the human mind and need to imitate being the most human in order to continue with their ability to control the earth and the human mind. The androids have to appear to be more human than what they actually are, because an android being is an imitation human being. It may express human emotions and feelings and human thought, but it doesn't actually believe in those things or actually feel them or experience them. This is exactly the same as a psychopath. So if you want to just take it, that psychopathic, malignantly narcissistic, controlling beings control the earth, that is okay, because at least you'll be aware of what's taking place. But in my view, it does come from a higher controlling power or a higher controlling force. Because, you have to presume, if you take it just from powers that be, that Earth is the only living existence, which is what I always presumed. But now I would have very extreme second thoughts on that. Because when you become aware of how advanced the technology on Earth really is, because it is used against you and exposes its technical control system around you, and the androgyne beings openly show themselves to you on the internet. Now, some people might say some of the stuff that's on the internet is false. It all depends on whether you believe everything that comes up for you. But I'm taking it from a fantasy, but also a real level, that everything that comes up for me is telling me what I'm aware of, but also what I'm thinking about, but also what is a possibility, which is actually much closer to the reality. See, so these, in my view, And I hold to this 100% because I have had this way of looking at the demigods of earth, and that means anyone who's anyone on the world stage, anyone who's well known and famous in some way. They are all your demigods, and to me they are all definitely androgyne elite beings that control the mind of humanity through their opinions and their images and anything that they project out onto the world stage. Okay, so this just came up for me only a half an hour ago, so I didn't even look for it. This just comes up, so I'm just going to show it. But I'm also going to show, because it's continuing on from, the reality, or at least that view, that artificial intelligence is definitely predominant in the earth, and that humanity is suppressed and limited. And look at your own life if you don't think this is true. But see how this one here is showing me that I am being transhumanized, or converted from a human being into an android being through the internet. Because look at this. See, game-changing chat GPT. My initials are PTG. I'm Patricia Gilligan, and my middle name starts with T, so that's them showing me what they're doing to me directly on the computer. They are chatting and combining with my mind, with my PTG, that's me. My human initials are PTG, and they are chatting with me and transhumanizing me right this very moment and all along. From the minute you turn the computer on, or from the minute the internet was brought into existence. Of course, this was taking place before the internet. I think the internet and the computer system and all the technology that we now have, and that I'm using right this minute just on a little mobile phone, basically that is the limited, simple version of what really the powers that be would have. Just as everything is like that, I think. But I'm just going to finish up here, because I don't want to, like I say, I look like